Hello students, I am Aman Sir. Welcome to St. Michael's Academy, Bettiah's e-learning classes of Standard 4th, subject Moral Science. Today we are going to start the first chapter, which is entitled by Sharing the Ride. Siddharth and Simi lived in the outside Delhi. Their mother, Sudha, used to drive them to school on her way to work. Their dad picked them up from school at the end of the day. Every day it was the same. Sudha dropping them off and dad picking them up. Now I am going to explain this paragraph, which is sharing the right is the story of sharing and caring, as there is a famous saying that sharing is caring. There are two families in this story who live outside Delhi. Siddharth and Simi are two children live with their mother Sudha and their father in a family, and Ginny and Jay live with their mother Bina and their father. Now we are going to the second paragraph. One day Veena, a neighbor, came to ask if Sudha would take her children Ginny and Jay to school with Siddharth and Simi. My car has broken down and the cab will not reach in the time, said Veena. Of course, I will take them, Sudha said happily, and in fact I will ask my husband to pick up Ginny and Jay as well when he picked up Siddharth and Simi from school. Are you sure? Asked Bina. Of course, I am, replied Sudha, opening the car door to allow Ginny and Jay to sit in the car. Now I am going to explain this paragraph. They both, Siddharth and Simi and Ginny and Jay, go to same school. Sudha, mother of Siddharth and Simi, used to drive her children to school, and their dad picked them from school to home. Once Bina's car has broken down, so she requested Sudha to take her children to school with Siddharth and Simi in her car. She accepted happily and said to Bina that she will ask her well, and Sudha drove all the four children to school, and her husband picked up them from school to home. Now I am going to back this main chapter, the third paragraph. Reassured, Bina left Ginny and Jay with Sudha, but got thinking. She wondered why had she not thought of this before. The two families drove the children into a separate car to the same school. Both their cars were half empty. If they shared a ride, they would save a lot of time and petrol. The car would also be full. In fact, if everybody tried to share rides, there would not be so many cars on the road and the traffic would move more quickly. Even the pollution level would be reduced. Now I am going to explain this paragraph. Bina got into thinking of an idea that by sharing the ride, they both, Bina and Sudha, will save a lot of time and petrol, as their children go to same school in two separate cars and half empty. She thought the car is full now, and if everybody would try to share rides, there would not be so many cars on the road and the traffic would move quickly and it would decrease pollution level. Now I am going to back the main chapter, the paragraph number 4. She explained all this to her husband in the waiting room at the garage while their car was being fixed. He looked at Bina with a smile and said, "Will you have a wonderful idea? People should share. It's fun sharing." Now I am going to explain this paragraph. She explained all the things to her husband. Her husband appreciated her and said, "You have a wonderful idea. People should share. It's fun sharing." Now I'm going to back this chapter, the paragraph number 5. What that evening, Bina and her husband shared their idea with Sudha, and her husband, even Sudha, agreed that it was indeed a good way to use resources. Siddharth and Simi, Ginny and Jay also agreed. Now I am going to explain this paragraph. In the evening, Bina and her husband shared the idea with Sudha and her husband, and they all agreed with them, including children. Now I am going to back the main chapter, paragraph number 4. From the next day onward, the children started sharing rides. One week it was Sudha who took them to school and her husband picked them up after school. The next week it would be Vina's turn to drop the pig and children from school. We are in second last paragraph. Now I am reading this second last paragraph. When they started sharing rides, the children often stayed and played at each other's house too. They shared meals and games, and their parents shared stories. They did their homework together and shared the toys. They can share grandparents. Ginny and Jay grandparents lived in Jaipur, but Siddharth and Simi grandparents lived just down the road. It was good to hear grandma stories about the old days and to eat her homemade goodies. Granddad helped the children make things out of waste. Now I am going to explain this paragraph. As we have read in this paragraph that the children are starting sharing their rights. They started staying with each other and also play in the park. The families also share meals and games, and parents also starting sharing stories. Even the children started doing homework together, even share their toys. They even share their grandparents because Ginny and Jay grandparents live in Jaipur, while the Siddharth and Simi grandparents live down the lane, so they feel happy that they can hear the grandma stories about the old days and they can also eat the homemade goodies. Even granddad also helped them to make things out of waste, which very creative and helpful in school project. Now we are in the last paragraph of this chapter. I am glad your car broke down that day, said Sudha to Veena. We are like one big family now, are not we? And it's much more fun for all of us. Now I am going to explain the last paragraph. As we have seen in the last paragraph, that Sudha said to Veena that she was very glad that her car broke down that day, because if the car not broke down that day, they cannot be a big family as they are now, and they are sharing their experience that we are having fun nowadays comparing to earlier, and even parents are happy that their children are learning good manners such as sharing and caring, which is very important part of our life. Now we are ending this chapter, and your today's homework is to make sentences with these words and write down these hard words in your copy. Thanks for watching this video.